You, me, and us. Are we
Okay.
rolling?
Hey, we're
Okay.
rolling.
Okay.
We're
Hello.
good. Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing over there, Jay?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm chatting with you from my living room that's, as you can tell from the back, is like full of Christmas decorations. These are the ones that are still good to go and ready to be lit. And this, unfortunately, they've had their day, so they are going to get put in the recycling.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I can't say that I'm surrounded by any Christmas decorations. I am in a car right now, so that's probably what you're hearing in the background.
You
I
are
apologize.
totally in a car. What are you
I
doing in a
am.
car?
I am coming back from Ottawa from an audition. Ugh.
Yeah.
I know. I know. It's crazy. It's a long drive to drive all the way to Ottawa for maybe 2 minutes in the room, but I did it. So there you go.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And what was the audition for?
It was for like a feature film. I guess it's filming in the new year. It was just kind of like a really, like a cheesy, corny movie of the week kind of thing, like Hallmark film or whatever.
Ah, yes.
Yes, but I mean, money is money, and acting is great. So if I get it, that'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Now you've done this. You've done this before where you've driven up to Ottawa for an audition.
Yeah, I have. I've done it probably like 2 or 3 times. It's a long drive, I have to say.
Yeah.
And I've also told my agent that I don't want to do that anymore. But
Right.
this specific part seemed a little bit more like it seemed a little bit more worth it. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just go. And also, we kind of had a bunch of girls from the same roster all going that I kind of know from the comedy community here in Toronto, which is really great because they're all really cool people.
Yeah.
So it's nice to kind of drive with people that you actually like. So that's good.
That's so awesome. So how many are there? So how many actors are in a car right now?
There's 5 of us, and I'm hiding in the back corner and like trying to pretend that I'm not here.
This is amazing. I love
Yeah,
this.
basically told them like I'm just gonna talk to myself, so don't worry about it.
Okay. But do you see, it's all about community and it's all about creating, and you can create from the car. And you sent me the message and you were like, hey, is this cool? And I was like, I don't think I can think of anything cooler than if you were to call from the car and we could film.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I know. This is also why there's no video today of me, but you can see my smiling face. Maybe we'll see how I edit it.
Yes. Smiley face, like maybe your headshot, or you can just like give us an impromptu photo.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just change it up now and then and see if people notice.
So sweet. So when you get back into Toronto, what's going on for this week, or what creative endeavors are you off to?
Well, tomorrow's my birthday. Yes.
Yes, it is.
So
Happy early
thank
birthday.
you very much. But I'm taking the day off. So I'm just going to chill. I'm taking a day for myself, Jamie. This never happens. Better note this down. You better write it down on history books because this is not a thing that happens.
Then I'm all about the celebrations of the birthday, and I feel like if there's one day that everybody can grant themselves, it should be on your birthday. So you've got all my kudos and all of that good stuff for tomorrow. I think that's great.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I know you went to Whistler for your birthday, so there you go.
Yes, and that was quite interesting. And there's a Whistler Film Festival, actually speaking of Whistler, that's coming up that I'm, oh, fingers crossed, I really want to go to. I've heard some really great things about it. Lots of great films that are going on that I've heard are going to be, and lots of people heading up. So that's next week into the first weekend of December, and Whistler's great. It's also nice to know that these smaller towns cater and have these festivals, be it like a theater festival or film festival. I think it draws. I mean, it draws attention to the towns, and you also get to see great films and possibly meet great people. So I hope to get up there next weekend, and if I don't, well then I will just tell you what else I'm doing for my
Yeah, you know
weekend.
what? Even if you're not doing anything, that's fine too. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, if you can't make it up, I mean,
Yeah,
make it up if you can, because that sounds awesome. But if you can't, then you know what? You'll find something else. You'll make your own film, Jamie.
I will make my own film. I'll make a short, like within those films that go on and like you have 24 hours to make your
Yeah,
own film or
24-hour film
anything.
festival. Use your iPhone. It'll be all like, ooh, look at how artistic she's being.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah, I love it.
Totally. I'm just gonna go in Stanley Park. Maybe not by myself at night, but like I'd go to
No,
Stanley Park at some moment and
yeah,
just like film
maybe in the day. Maybe in the
Amy
day.
amongst the trees. Yeah, so you know, I felt like I feel like there's been a shift in my creativity, you know, and and going off of like just saying like making your own film. I've dabbled back into like editing my play Crossroads, but at the same time I've also come into a new light about just touching base from the conversation we had before we recorded about finding inspiration through seeing other creative work or reading up on an article. And if anybody's checked out our story on our Instagram page, I read a really great motivational article about Christopher Plummer. And it was a very short article, but he's 87 years old. And the title was, I hope not to retire. I want to die. Like, I hope to die on stage. Like, and I just was like, and he's got all of these movies lined up. He's 87. He's got 5 releases coming up in the next year. And it was just really incredible to just read how he just mentioned what he loves what he does. He's got a supportive wife. And he's always done something. And I just found that really valuable. And I wanted to pass that on to our viewers, that always immerse yourself into something. Submerge yourself into whatever that may be. And tonight, for example, you know, Monday and Tuesdays are my weekends, and I felt that, you know, I could have stayed home tonight. You know, it's a little gloomy outside and all of that, but I wanted to do something. And I was like, Jamie, what do you want to do? Do you want to go see a film? And there's so much going on within the city that I'm going to go and see a play tonight. Sometimes you got to just treat yourself to a play, and it's their opening night. They have no idea that I'm coming, but I'm a-coming. I'm always a firm believer, even when I'm performing, like, you never know who's going to be in the audience. Always shoot for your best whatever you're performing, because you never know who you're gravitating towards. You never know who's taken their time to come and see your stuff, and support the arts and whatever that may be. Channel like your inner Christopher Plummer and your inner 87-year-old and keep doing it, because he clearly is a motivator when he's still doing it at 87, and it's definitely possible. Yeah, that's what's been going on here. And it's interesting because there's been a lot of newspapers, they're complimentary newspapers that I can pick up, and weekly they have all of these advertisements. There's so much Christmas stuff coming out right now for the holidays. And you're sort of like, oh my goodness, like there's so much going on that it's really nice to dabble in, you know, yes, there's live theater, which I'm going to see tonight, but seeing foreign films, or, you know, there's a festival of lights that goes on here, and even just being able to go to something like the Festival of Lights, I find inspiration. I gather my inspiration from that. Where do you get your inspiration from, or what do you feel like makes you just go tick?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I get inspiration from other passionate people, you know, and when you hear someone talking about something in a way that, you know, it's like, oh, that person thinks of this differently, or that person like sees this in a way that I wish I could see it in, you know. And even like this past week I had a reading. I'm working on producing a short kind of workshop of 3 short plays that I wrote, that I put together, and I put together
Nice.
a reading of a couple friends of mine, and they all just showed up at Snakes and Lattes, and we sat down and read the plays, I guess I should say. But one of the guys that was there, I didn't know very well at all, and I met him at Fringe this year, through my best friend Steph, and we were just like at the Fringe tent, and she was chatting with this guy, and I came over and we were talking, and I just remember listening to him talk and being like, oh my god, you're just someone that I want in my life because you just talk so passionately about acting and about the art and like why you're doing this. And it was just so great. And he came out to the reading because I posted on Facebook, and he's like, yeah, I'm free, I can come. And he had so much great insight, and it was just like, yes, 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 yes. Like to see people who are like feeding off of art is just like so beautiful. And then being able to like reciprocate that, you know, like seeing how the way that they're driving themselves is like, okay, I want to do that too. Like I want to get to that point where I'm driving myself like this.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. When you connect with people who have the same values and viewpoints as yourself, you sort of feel good. Yeah, what is it that drives you? Because I feel like there are points where I was reading another article about Paul Gross, who's a veteran Canadian actor as well, and he was making a film and said, you know, you're going to come to a point where financially, he's like, it's a burden. Financially, there are a lot of things that are going to make you go, why am I doing this project? Like, why am I investing, you know, what am I investing in? And he's like, and then when you actually put the art onto the camera and you see that, he's like, that's when it goes, oh, right, it's because of this. So, and I'm completely paraphrasing, like, Paul Gross, if you ever listen to this, I'm completely paraphrasing, but I'm sort of getting to the gist of what we're trying to get.
Yeah, you're getting out of it what you wanted to get out of it, right? Like you're going to see something that someone else sees, like you're going to see something differently than the way that they see it, right? I have to say, I guess for myself, I've been really more motivated as a producer recently, which I haven't in a while. Because I felt like after I did my web series, it was like such a hard blow afterwards, just the way that it like went, because I wanted everyone to be as passionate as I was, and they weren't. And that was like so hard for me. So it's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then Fringe happened, and the same thing kind of happened where my other partner who I was working with just like was not having it. And it was just like so heartbreaking for me that I just was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But recently I've found, I think we've talked about this before on the podcast that came out this week, excuse me. But about these people that I'm working with, like the two girls that I'm working on this short film with, we're producing it together, we're writing it together, we're starring in it, and it feels so good because we're all on the same fucking page, and it's so nice to have that. And we just had interviews with a couple directors this past week, and the director we chose, I'm like, yes, you fucking know what you want. Like you want to see art, you want to make art, and you want to make it good. Like you don't want to just do art for the purpose of like, hey guys, look at me, masturbatory, like my art, like in front of everyone, you know. You know, I know you can't see my face right now, but it looked great.
I totally have that image in my head, though.
Thank you. And so it was just so nice to get that refresher and be like, oh yeah, there are people out there that care. There are people out there who want to do art because they're like, I want to change the world. And like, we can do it. It's, oh my God, it sounds so cheesy, but like, we can change the world.
No, you can. You absolutely can. And that's exactly what art is out there for, and why we create, and why we're so passionate, because it will come to a point where somebody will be affected by what you're doing, and that evokes change, be it that they were miserable their whole life and they saw it and were like, oh my goodness, this is incredible, I want to change my ways, or something, or that you want to better yourself, or that you want to change your idea about what art is. I think that there's always going to be that message that's going to roll forward, and take it for what it is, and whatever it is, don't stop. Don't stop.
Yeah, just keep going, getting it out there.
Getting it out there, be it that you're in an apartment right now, you know, surrounded by Christmas decorations, or that you're in a car coming back from Ottawa. Yeah. It can happen.
It can happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. That's wonderful. I don't want to go too much more on this, just because of the situation with the car, and the audio is probably going to already be pretty awful. So I feel like we can end it here, but what should we leave our viewers with this week, darling?
So I think that if any of you have ever felt stuck or trying to move forward, what have you gone to see or hear or watch that has moved you into a different direction in your art, in your creativity, or allowed you to reinforce yourself that what you are doing is the right pathway?
Yes, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Great. We're gonna end it there.
Excellent.
Then. All right. Remember,
we're gonna end it there.
And remember, you can always reach out to us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram at with Jay and Holly, or you could email us. We have all the dates there, and please, we want to hear from you.
We do. We want to hear from you. Okay, viewers, enjoy. We will hear from you soon.
Yes.
Holly, rock on.
Thank you.
Proud of you, girl, and safe travels coming back from Ottawa.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
You are so special. Maybe you don't think so. If we both took a moment to listen to one another, then maybe we could know what we both know. You, me, and us. You, me, and us.
Let there be light, you know?
Let
Yes.